Hello, everybody. I'm delighted to see you all, dear friends, dear Sylvan, and the whole Adams family. My dear friend, Professor Arnon, former president of the Academy. My dear friend, Professor Moshe Oren, the academic director of Adams Fellowship. Our guest speaker, Professor Danny Chamovitz, president of Ben-Gurion University. By the way, Danny, I'm very proud to have been awarded an honorary doctorate from Ben-Gurion University, great university. So, dear recipients of Adams doctoral and Ruth Arnon postdoctoral fellowships and their families, dear Adams alumni and alumnae, dear friends and colleagues, I'm delighted to see you all here at Van Leer, but as guests of the Israel Academy of Sciences and Humanities on this glorious occasion of the Adams Seminar. The problematic, threatening corona times have exposed us to the dangerous forces of nature, to fears, isolation, perils, death, but they have strongly also demonstrated the power of human spirit and science. This gathering, combining 2 years of awardees, symbolizes both, hopefully, the beginning of a return to routine and the recognition that one should live alongside this threatening virus and cope with its dangers. It remains our duty and privilege to strive together towards advancing science, scholarship, and scientific research. I'm grateful to you, Sylvan, to the Adams family, for the generous gift which supports this excellent group of doctoral students in science. I came to know Annie and Marcel Adams many years ago, while I served as rector of Tel Aviv University. It was very easy to communicate with Marcel. He spoke fluent Hebrew. It turned out that he fought here in the War of Independence. The belief in human mind has led Marcel and his family to generously support various projects at Tel Aviv University. When I became member at the Academy, I was delighted to see that the support of Adams family has been expanded and applied to the overall academic activity of natural sciences in Israel. Indeed, his devotion and the commitment of the whole family to academic excellence have been absolute. Marcel and his family, I'm so happy that you are present here, my dear friend Sylvan. Sylvan is an Israeli citizen, are endowed with generosity, vision, and the ability to translate vision into action. They believe in the young talents of Israeli science. They are committed to the success of Israel. The promotion of Israeli science is a major cornerstone in the success of Israel. We are deeply grateful to you, Sylvan, and the whole Adams family. Adams Fellowships are the most prestigious scholarships for doctoral students in the sciences. I want to recognize Ruth Arnon, who fortified this project by her contribution to postdoctorate scholarships for women, Adams Fellowship graduates. This is, as her whole personality and scientific achievements, truly remarkable. Ruth Arnon is a role model for all of us, in particular, women in science. The Adams Committee, headed by Professor Moshe Oren, is a guarantee that the best candidates are awarded these scholarships. Indeed, the success of Adams graduates serve as a proof. Most of them return to Israel. Many of them pursue academic careers here, and some of them abroad. Some of them work at high-tech industry, some as medical doctors. The program is not only marked by its excellence, but by the fact that it has made its fellows a community of scholars, united by conferences, symposia, trips, friendship. And this is the time to deeply thank past directors and Moshe Oren for the excellent leadership. We are also grateful to the members of Adams Committee and, of course, to Batsheva Shor, the administrative director, for her devotion and the excellent way in which she manages the program. And finally, it has been an honor and a privilege to serve as president of the Israel Academy of Sciences and Humanities over the past 6 years and get to know many of you in our joint endeavor to promote science and culture for the welfare of society. Thank you all.
Thank you, Nili. Dear Nili Cohen, President of the Israel Academy, dear Ruth Arnon, I cannot call Professor Arnon anything else but Ruthie because she is Ruthie. Sylvan, Professor Chamovitz, recipients or fellows of the Adam program, family members. It's a great pleasure to be here. It's perhaps one of the most enjoyable, without any parentheses, events that one can go to. Pure intellect, pure knowledge, pure excellence. When last year we had to postpone the annual seminar for the first time because of the well-known reason, COVID was at its climax at that time, we were certain that this year everything will be normal and will be well over the pandemic and it will be a long memory in history. Unfortunately, this is not the case. Nevertheless, we are here. And the fact that we are here is greatly, if not exclusively, because of science. If not for the chemists who figured out the structure of RNA and how to modify it, if not for the molecular biologists who figured out how RNA works, if not for the immunologists who figure out how the immune system works, if not for the synthetic chemists who figured out how to package the RNA in such a way that it will be stable within the body, we would not be here. Maybe many other people would not be here at all. So this is a time to appreciate and make everybody who does not appreciate it yet realize that things are as good as they are and not much worse because of science. And we still know that the pandemic will be over sooner or later, hopefully sooner, but there are many other challenges that science will confront. There are many questions that remain to be answered. And as we know in science, if we answer one question, we discover 5 new ones that need to be answered. So there's going to be a lot of challenges in front of the human intellectual community, human science, and you, Adams Fellows, will be in the leading edge of these efforts. And I very much hope that all of you will be able to make your contribution to the better welfare of humanity in the years to come. And as mentors, when you grow up a little bit or more than a little bit, your students will follow your examples of excellence, of dedication, of being the best of the best, and will be glad to see them sitting in this audience maybe 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It's up to you. We trust you. And Marcel Adams, up from where he's looking at you, would be happy to see that the investment that he made in you is paying off. By being as good as you are, this is perhaps the best contribution that you can make to the Marcel Adams legacy, and make everybody else happy that you are part of this. So I wish you all a lot of good luck in the continuation of your career. Of course, finishing your PhD first. There are some things that need to be done, but going on and making an impact in science and beyond science. And with this, I would like to, again, thank Batsheva. Batsheva, to a great extent, is the Adams program. I mean, Sylvan is the Adams, period.
You said it right the first time.
Sylvan is the Adams, but Batsheva is the Adams program. So thank you both. Thank you all.
So it's always a treat to come and meet the new scholars because you represent really so much of our future. And to see your bright eyes, and as you embark on your PhD programs, where I'm sure, as was mentioned earlier, and Professor Chamovitz is going to sign you up, perhaps, but where I'm sure I'm sure that you will have bright futures. So this is a little bit different because we combined 2 years together. We missed last year's ceremony due to COVID, and I think it was an appropriate thing to do to have all of you, even those from last year, be present and get your certificates. It also happens to be, I mean, this film never fails to bring moisture into my eyes to see my father in his later years. You know, he was always a very charming, and it definitely comes through in the film. But this is also the first year since his passing. My father died. He passed away last summer, not from COVID. He reached his 100th birthday, so this movie was done when he was 90. So my father reached his 100th birthday, drawing us to him to celebrate his 100th birthday together. And it was almost as if he knew that because we were all living kind of far away, all of his children and his grandchildren. And it was almost as though he knew this was his last hurrah, because just 9 days later, he took a turn for the worse. He was in perfect health. He enjoyed his birthday. I remember watching him enjoy his birthday cake with particular glee. My father always liked to eat. And it was like he knew, and that he deteriorated, and 9 days later, he passed away. So this is the first year that we are doing the Adams Fellowships without my father's being present physically, but certainly he's here with us in spirit. And again, just the whole concept of the fellowships. My father used to say, I mean, he was being a real estate man. You would think he would like to invest in buildings, but he always said, I don't invest in buildings, I invest in people. And you are the people that he wanted to, whose futures he believed in, and he wanted to help along the way. And we wish you, it's been a pleasure to meet all of you. And we wish you, all of us, great success in your studies and in your future endeavors. Thank you.
We are hoping to celebrate with your wonderful father his 100th birthday. And actually, we prepared a gift for him. Unfortunately, before we had a chance to...
He didn't die from COVID. By the way, just to make it very clear, he didn't die from COVID. His battery expired. You know, it was really just his time. Everything just went away, and he was never sick a day in his life, despite knowing great hardship in the war years in Romania, in the Chalutzim years here in the nascent state of Israel. So he knew great hardship, but he was never sick a day in his life. He didn't die in a hospital. He died at home. Like I said, his battery expired.
He was a towering figure, and spiritually, he is definitely with us. And this is a present featuring all the wonderful encounters that we had with him. So it's the gift for Marcel and for the Adams family. And we are grateful to Marcel, to Annie, to you, Sylvan, to the whole Adams family for the wonderful gifts that you give us, and to the young, excellent researchers in Israel. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. And let me just say that you are all you are all family here, because you're joining the Adams family here as Adams scholars. So we are all family together.